Welcome. Today we're taking this 2021 Q60 Red Sport 400 out for a spin. One of my favorite Infiniti products. The Q60 is absolutely stunning vehicle, absolutely beautiful to look at on the inside and out. I've been Infiniti ever since the Q60 was redesigned for the 2017 model year, and I haven't heard anyone call this car ugly. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, and this one is very nicely equipped with features. This is a 2021. It's certified pre-owned, so you get all the benefits you normally would as a brand new Infiniti. So this one is certified pre-owned. So if Infiniti's pre-owned certification, you get all the benefits you normally would as a brand new Infiniti. So you get roadside and trip interruption benefits, the duration of the certified warranty, which on this one is 6 years, unlimited miles. Covers about, I think it's 12 to 1400 components with the certified warranty. And you have that certified warranty for the duration of the 6-year unlimited mileage CPO warranty. Remember, you can only get a certified pre-owned Infiniti from a new Infiniti retailer like us. Also, your first year of basic maintenance is complimentary. And you have roadside assistance and trip interruption benefits the duration of that certified warranty. So a lot of awesome benefits. It goes for an extensive checkpoint inspection by our techs. This is absolutely gorgeous 2021 Q60. It's a new shade of gray, absolutely stunning color for 2021. This one has the interior carbon fiber trim on it. We have the carbon fiber package on the outside, so you have a carbon fiber rear spoiler, carbon fiber mirror caps, and the louvers on the side of the vehicle, the air vents, those are also trimmed in carbon fiber. You have this beautiful Monaco red interior, Bose sound system, and a whole suite of technology and driver's assistance features. Let's take a look right here before we get going. So we have a distance control assist that will help you, that will encourage you to slow down with fast approaching traffic. We have blind spot warning and blind spot intervention, so it'll steer you back in your lane. We have lane departure warning and lane departure intervention, and we have forward emergency braking as well. All right, so we also have a drive mode selector here. You can use this button to access the drive mode selector. Hopefully you can see it on camera. That will make changes to transmission shift points, throttle sensitivity, traction stability control settings, changes the suspension. With the Red Sport 400, you have a digital dynamic suspension. Of course, being a sports car, I like to have it in a Sport Plus setting. You can also drill down a little bit deeper here. You can access the drive mode selector through this bottom screen. The top screen is for navigation. And the parking camera, this also has a 360-degree around camera of moving object detection and backup collision intervention. The bottom screen is a tablet-like interface for vehicle settings and apps, so you can individually choose changes to the engine and transmission. You make changes to the steering. This is actually important. This is the last year that Infiniti offered the direct adaptive steering on the Q60. It got phased out. It was kind of I think too an expensive system, too complex to keep on putting on Infiniti products versus how many they were selling. So unfortunately, 21 was the last year of the direct adaptive steering. You can't get it anymore on even the brand new Q60s. And 2022 will be the last year of the Q60, unfortunately. Probably it'll get replaced somewhere down the line with hopefully like a all-electric coupe or something like that. Infiniti just announced an all-electric sedan that hopefully will be coming out in 2027, so there might be a little bit of a gap for a little while on having a coupe. So we'll talk more about this direct adaptive steering on this drive, because it's a really cool system. You can make a lot of changes to the feel, the weight of the steering. You can kind of have it in standard, you can have Sport and Sport Plus, then you have default Dynamic and Dynamic Plus, which controls the weight of the steering and the steering ratio. You have active trace control, which breaks individual wheels to help the vehicle rotate through the corners. You can shut that system on or off. We can obviously make changes to the suspension, as I mentioned, and we have active lane control as well. So you can set the involvement of either high or low, as you can see. So let's get the ball rolling. We have heated seats, a heated steering wheel. This thing is pretty much as loaded as you can get. In fact, like I said, it has features you can't get on a brand new 2022 Q60. So the direct adaptive steering is pretty cool. It first came out in 2014 on the Q50, so it's not a new system. We've had it for a while. So under normal driving conditions like this, there's no mechanical connections to the front wheels. It's all getting handled by electric motors and computers, which is pretty cool. And one of the benefits is it can actually react to steering inputs faster than a mechanical rack. You can feel the speed of this, the very responsive steering. And it can also filter out unwanted feedback. So like if you hit a pothole or a rut in the road, the steering, the system will filter it out. Pretty cool stuff. And then also of the active lane control, the directive adaptive steering is going to help keep you centered in your lane. So it'll use the directive adaptive steering to steer the vehicle inside its lane on the highway. It will use the directive adaptive steering to steer you back in your lane. For instance, if there's a vehicle in your blind spot and you try changing lanes with a blind spot intervention. Also, lane departure prevention. If you start veering out of your lane, again, will steer you back in your lane. So you have a lot of safety features and driver's assistance features. We have a 400 horsepower twin turbo V6. The normal Q60 makes 300 horsepower. For a little while, for a couple of years, they actually offered a turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. They didn't sell a ton of those. It was a Mercedes engine. They quickly dropped it. So for most of the Q60s, you'll find we'll either have the 300 horsepower V6 or the 400 horsepower twin turbo V6 that's in this one. So pretty much the 300 horsepower and 400 horsepower V6 are very similar as far as engine design goes, but they use a different blade design on the turbos and a different exhaust system and different vehicle software to get that extra 100 horsepower. This one also has intelligent all-wheel drive. Rear-wheel drive is standard, but intelligent all-wheel drive is pretty popular in our neck of the woods. Obviously, with 400 horsepower, this thing has no issue at all getting up to speed. This thing is very quick. And the intelligent all-wheel drive system will put that 400 horsepower to the ground in the most efficient manner as possible. Even though I have the suspension on the bumpiest setting, it does a great job. I just ran over some railroad tracks and at 65 miles an hour, and it absorbed it pretty well. So why do we think we got Infiniti? Why do we think Infiniti got rid of the direct adaptive steering? Well, I think it was just for the amount of systems that they sold versus how, you know, the complexity. So basically, when you build a vehicle on the assembly line, when you add more options to it, it makes it more complex and more expensive to produce a vehicle. So when you have a majority of your vehicles sold with a regular mechanical steering rack and then having an optional direct adaptive steering, which is a completely different steering rack, it just adds more complexity and cost to build vehicles in the assembly line with two different steering systems versus one. So, you know, unfortunately, Infiniti didn't sell enough vehicles with it. They didn't think it having that option got them enough business, or people would buy vehicles because of that system. So that, you know, that is my speculation. I don't know exactly why. And the Q60 is built on the advanced front-end chip platform. In fact, the Nissan Z is built on the same advanced front-end chip platform as the Q60. The brand new Z with that 400 horsepower engine is the same 400 horsepower V6 in this Q60. You could pretty much consider the Q60 as a Grand Touring version of the Z, but we have back seats and we have an amazing all-wheel drive system, which you only get rear-wheel drive with a Z. The all-wheel drive system is really cool. I've been with Infiniti close to 19 years. I've owned a few Infinitis myself. In fact, my FX37, which I drove to work today, has the same Tesla all-wheel drive system as this Q60. Tesla stands for Advanced Total Traction Engineering System for All Terrain. So it's a rear-wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system. This all-wheel drive system has a lot of race car and performance car pedigree. In fact, this came from an early version of the Nissan Skyline, the R32 Skyline. The R32 Skyline is a legendary performance vehicle. It led to a lot of racing success, and a big reason why that R32 Skyline had such amazing racing success was that amazing Tesla all-wheel drive system. Infiniti, well, not Infiniti, but Nissan, this was actually before Infiniti when they developed this all-wheel drive system. Nissan wanted a all-wheel drive system, so they kind of copied the all-wheel drive system from the Porsche 959. So here we go, going through corners. This thing is very planted with the digital dynamic suspension. Very nice feedback. I could go through these corners much faster. Very confident, inspiring all-wheel drive system and chassis. So going back to the all-wheel drive system, the Nissan engineers, they love to copy, but they often improve on things. They like to copy the Germans, but often improve, make things more reliable, less complex. So they copied the all-wheel drive system from the Porsche 959, which was an amazing high-performance sports car from the 80s. They developed for Group E rally racing, which, you know, in rally racing, all-wheel drive is also very important. And in rally racing, you're racing in multiple different types of, you know, settings: tarmac, snow, gravel, dirt. So they had this amazing all-wheel drive system, but the Nissan engineers, they wanted to do one better than what the Porsche 959's all-wheel drive system had to offer. They wanted a 100% rear-wheel drive bias, and that's exactly what's going on with this all-wheel drive system. So under normal driving conditions, it's going to send 100% of the power to the rear wheels. That helps improve gas mileage. That also helps gives it the feel of a rear-wheel drive sports car. You'll notice in the corners, especially when you have it in sportier drive settings, when you roll up on the gas, you can feel the tail wag a little bit. You can feel that rear-wheel drive bias, which makes it more fun for performance driving. But it will very quickly send up to 50% of the vehicle's power to the front wheels in a matter of milliseconds. You know, you have zero tire spin under hard acceleration and especially in wet, slippery conditions when the roads are wet, and you have 400 horsepower. That's when we start to see the limitations of a rear-wheel drive version Red Sport. There's only so much power you can put to the rear wheels on wet roads with 400 horsepower, even if you have really wide, grippy tires. So the all-wheel drive system will, you know, make sure that power goes most efficiently to those four wheels. And that's the amazingness of the all-wheel drive system. I've been with Infiniti close to 19 years. I have that all-wheel drive system in my FX37. It does amazing in the snow. I've driven my car in the snow. I've driven many Infinitis in the snow with this all-wheel drive system, and they do fantastic. Pretty much you're limited to the amount of ground clearance as far as driving in the snow. Obviously, this doesn't have the ground clearance of like a Ford Explorer, but you could say the traction it does have in the snow, even though it doesn't have as much ground clearance as a Ford Explorer, the all-wheel drive system is far more advanced than what you'd get in an all-wheel drive system. So if you're not worried about, you know, driving in a foot of snow, you have a more advanced four-wheel drive system or all-wheel drive system than many four-wheel drive vehicles that are designed for more off-road or, you know, non-dry for a wider variety of driving conditions. Absolutely beautiful day, and it's lovely to drive this car. Well, that just about does it for a little spin in this 2021 Q60 Red Sport 400. Hopefully it was informative, hopefully it was enjoyable, whether you're looking specifically at this Q60 or just for information in general. Fantastic products. They're built and assembled in Japan, so if you do value Japanese build quality, the Q60 is the real deal. And maybe if you're considering a Z, the Q60 might be a little bit more practical proposition. You know, you got 90% of the performance as a Z, but you have all-wheel drive traction, and you get you know, a little bit more luxurious interior and back seats. Thanks so much for taking the time today to watch this video. Hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful day.